welcome back to my channel. My name is Bailee if you're new here, and today's video is all about grooming my 80-pound Bernedoodle moose. I do all of his grooming from home, from the bath to cutting his hair, just the whole process, and I show you what I do in this video. And this video is by no means a how-to video. I'm just showing you what I do, and maybe it could give you some ideas of how you can groom your doodle at home. One thing I wanted to say was that I had actually filmed this intro and the first couple clips right before I started bathing moose and just starting the process, but I don't want to use those clips. They just did not turn out well, so I'm refilming this intro and then I'm about to show you the products that I use. But before I get into it, I just want to say make sure you give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you haven't already. It just means so much to me, so thank you so much. So now to show you the products that I use on moose for the bath, I'm going to start off with the brushes. So I use this slicker brush, nothing fancy. I'm pretty sure I got this off Amazon, and it just does really well with his thick and curly coat. And then also another staple for any dog, but especially a doodle, is a wide tooth comb. And one little tip or hack that I want to share with you guys, I don't think this is like new whatsoever, but if you didn't know, take your wide tooth comb and run it through your brush. It gets out all the hair in one swipe, and you don't have to sit there and like pull it out, and it's just easier, more time efficient. So if you aren't doing that, you should start doing that. And so the next thing I use for moose is shampoo. I have been using Spa by Choppy Clean. This is oatmeal and blueberry, and this is actually a facial cleanser because I was using another shampoo and giving moose blueberry facials. I know, super extra. But I ran out of that shampoo and have just been using this all over his body just to use it up. So, but I really like this. This smells so good, and this is also a tear stain remover. So if your dog has that, moose is all black, so I don't struggle with that, so I can't attest to if that part of it works well, but it definitely smells good. And then for conditioner, I've been using the Chris Christensen Ice on Ice with Argan Oil Detangling Conditioner. This stuff smells so good, and it lasts, like the smell lasts, because I know some products you use it and then the next day you can't smell them on your dog after using them. So I love this, and Chris Christensen is a great brand. I've heard a lot of people talk about him and other products that he has, but I just have his conditioner. I would love to get one of his brushes one day, but definitely not today. And another thing I use for this shampoo and conditioner to really get it into Moose's coat is this like bath brush. So I just take this and brush him with it with the shampoo on it, and it just helps get the product deeper into his fur. Again, his fur is so thick, so this definitely helps get the product all in and not just on the top layer of his fur. And another thing I like to use when I give Moose a bath is I just like to give him an ear flush. So this is from our vet. It's Triz Ulta and Keto Flush. So I always like to use this. You shake it, squeeze it in their ear, massage their ear, and then get it out with like a wipe or a cotton pad, cotton ball, whatever you're using. So I always like to do that, and that's always helpful. And then the last thing I like to do when giving Moose a bath is brush his teeth. So this is his toothbrush and toothpaste, and yeah, super fun stuff. So that is everything I like to use when giving Moose a bath. Without further ado, let's just get right into how I groom my Bernedoodle at home. looking like right now. Skinny body, fluffy head. So I completely soak his body and leave his head, just because if I were to wet his head, he'd shake it. So I don't wash his head until I get to the conditioner part. He's fully rinsed off, and now I'm going to use the conditioner. Okay, so now the conditioner is in. I'm going to now wet his head and wash it with the shampoo that I used earlier all over his body. And then also I'm going to clean his ears and brush his teeth and then rinse him off completely. I have to do something real quick, so I'm gonna leave him out here to let him air dry a little bit, and then I'll bring out the blow dryer and blow dry the rest of him. Right, you all clean? You're all clean? You're clean, boy? Okay, go dry. I'll be back. Okay, now that I look gross and completely like soaked shirt, I bring Moose outside to blow dry him, just because I used to do it in my bathroom, but the hair would go everywhere, like all the loose hair, and it just made more of a mess to clean up afterwards. So I do blow dry him outside in the backyard. And this is the blow dryer that I use. That's the brand. This is what it looks like. It does come, I think, in a couple other colors, but yeah, this is what it looks like, and you're able to control the intensity of the air, whether you want to use heat or not. I never use this, and then the power button, and then it also comes with different nozzles on the end, but I always use this one because it is the fluffy dog one, and that's how I like my Moose. So I always use this nozzle. But yeah, this is what it looks like, and you can get it off Amazon. That's where I got this one, and I love it so much. It's way quicker than a blow dryer or just letting them air dry. So I just brought him inside from being blow dried. You look so handsome. These are the other two dogs. You look so handsome, Moose. Now I just need to brush him out, but I have to do something real quick. So I'm gonna take a break because I'm exhausted, and I still have all of this to clean. Like, his hair is in there, so I'm gonna do that. I'm gonna take a break. I have something to do for my dad. I'm gonna clean this up, then I'll take a break, and then normally when I groom him, I usually split it up into 2 days just because it is a lot, bathing and then grooming him. So I might do a little bit tonight, but probably I'm gonna cut his hair tomorrow. So if that's the case, then I will catch you guys tomorrow. So it's the next day, and I'm going to start on Moose's grooming. But before I get into that and show you how I do it, I'm going to show you what I use for the grooming part. So the clippers that I've been using, this is actually my second time using these. It's the One Is All clippers. I got this off Amazon, and the reason that I got these clippers was that I did invest in Andy's clippers, and I had them for about a year and a half, and they just weren't cutting his fur well. So I don't know. I know Andy's is a really good brand and a lot of people recommend it, so I don't know if it was just the clippers that I got or if I wasn't doing something right. But I even got the spray for them to like disinfect and clean. I don't know. So I bought these were pretty inexpensive off Amazon and had a really good review from a lot of people, and I like that it's electric, so you can see it like has the display screen there. And let me turn this off, and it tells you the percentage. So you do have to charge this one, which is not bad because it is wireless, which is nice when you're grooming. So when you're not grooming, you just set it on the charger and it tells you how much battery you have left. So these worked really well for the first time. The only thing is that they come with like plastic guards, and I haven't found guards yet that fit this, so I just use plastic ones. I do have metal guards from the Andy's clippers, but they don't fit on this one. So I'm still searching for metal guards, but these plastic ones work just fine for right now. And then for trimming, I have a scissor set. These are also from Amazon. It comes with another wide tooth comb. There are curved scissors, a longer pair of scissors, and then on this side there's a shorter pair of scissors and then thinners. I really like this set. These have lasted me a long time. They're also stainless steel, which is awesome, and they're affordable. So I will try to find these and link them in the description if I can find it. And these also had really good reviews on Amazon, and I've had this since Moose was a puppy, so I've had these for about 2 years and I still love them. They're still going strong, so I really like this kit. And then the last things I really use while grooming is this brush that I showed earlier, and then I also just have a grocery bag to put his hair in. I am going to be cutting his hair inside today in my bathroom just because it is too hot to be sitting outside or even in the garage for an hour. It's just too hot, especially for me. It's too hot, so I know for him it's way too hot to be sitting outside. So it does create a bigger mess and not ideal, but it's honestly not that bad. So normally how I go about grooming him is that I'll start with the body, and I use one length all over the body, and today I'm going to be using the 9mm because it's still Texas and it's still hot. So it's not going to be cool anytime soon, so I am going to be cutting him a little shorter today with the 9mm, and I just use this all over his body except for his head, which I like to do one size up with the clippers. So in this set, the next size up is 15mm, and I just like to use one size up because it does leave the head a little fluffier, and I just like the teddy bear look. So yeah, that's how I cut his fur all over his body, and then one size up for the head, and then I go in with the scissors and trim up around the eyes and the face area, and then I will trim his feet with scissors. Yeah, so that's how I go about grooming him, so let's just get right into it. So this is what I've done so far on this one side, and look how much hair there is. His hair is so thick because he is part Bernese, so he does have the double coat. So that's why I always have a brush with me, right, Moosey? Because his hair is just so thick. So I'm not gonna make you guys watch the whole process of me cutting his body, because that would just be a super long video, because this video is probably already pretty long. But yeah, I will catch up with you guys once I finish his body and then show you what I'm doing next. Okay, so here's an update. I have completely shaved this side and this one side equal to that amount of hair. His hair is so thick. So yeah, this is just an update. I'm gonna let him outside so he can take a little break, and then I'll finish the other side. Okay, so I just finished his whole body, and again, that's just from the other side. It's just so much hair. I've never sheared a sheep before, but I can imagine that it's something like this. Moose, can you stand? Come on, stand. Let's go. Good boy. So yeah, I completely shaved his whole body, and then I brought the clippers down to his legs. So tried to get them as short, and then I'll go in and kind of clean that up with the scissors. And then I tried to get as much as his underbelly as possible, but I might have to get help from someone when they get home to help me completely get his underside. So I got as much as I could, and then completely got his backside and his chest. So now I'm gonna work on his head. Moose. Yeah. Okay, so what I like to do for his head is I use the same guard, which I've been using the 9mm guard all over his body. I'm gonna use that for under his chin. I just like to keep that short because it normally gets wet. And then for the top of his head, I do like fluffy doodle heads, so I'm just gonna trim it a little bit with the 15mm. I think that will be good for the top, and then I might go in with the 12mm and kind of blend it in between the 9 and the 15. We'll see. And then for his mustache right here, just all of this on the sides, I go in with the scissors and trim that up, and then I also like to keep his ears short, so I'm going to trim those. And then with the scissors, I also like to go in and just cut and trim around his eyes, that way he can see again. And then I kind of use the thinning shears to blend it out. So yeah, that's what I like to do for his head. I'm gonna go ahead and start trimming under his chin and then switch the guard to trim the top of his head. So I have his neck and like under his ears and like the side of his face all shaved with the 15, and then I'm glad I didn't go ahead and shave off his top because I think I want it longer than the 15. So I'm going to switch it out for the longest, which is, in this case, it's an 18 millimeter. So I'm going to do that and shave like this poofy part on top. Okay, so I just finished with the clippers, and now I'm going to go in with the longer scissors and the set that I showed earlier, and I'm going to trim his mustache. So I just trimmed this first side and I think it's pretty straight, so I'm going to do the other side. Alrighty, this is what he's looking like right now. I got that pretty straight on both sides, or even on both sides, as best as I could. So now I'm going to work on his eyes and then trim up his ears, and then I'll be done with his face. with Moose's head. I feel like it looks pretty good. I trimmed up around the eyes, and I like to keep his ears a little more short, so I trimmed those. And I would say not bad, definitely not perfect, but I'm pretty happy with it. So now I'm gonna take another break and let Moose out to potty, because this is a long process. He's just so big that it takes forever, and I'm not the best. So yeah, I'm gonna let him out, and then the last thing we have is his feet and just trimming those up. I'll see you guys in a little bit. All right, so we are back from our little break, and I just wanted to show you that on his feet, I like to use the curved scissors in the set. This just gives the perfect round doodle feet that you see. Alrighty, so this is what his paws are looking like right now. I'm going to start on the front ones, that way he can keep sitting. But yeah, they look like little slippers, and you can really tell when he's running around outside. It looks like he has little slippers on. So I'm going to go ahead and trim these. Alright, as you can see, I just finished with one of his front paws. So this is the one I did, and that's what it looked like before. Moose is breathing really hard. He's like, are we done yet? So anyways, that's what it looks like after I trim it. So I'm gonna go ahead and finish up the rest of his paws. Alright, I just finished his front feet. Not perfect whatsoever, but you know, I think it's gonna work. So I'm gonna finish up his back feet, and then I'll show you what he looks like outside. All right, you guys, this is the final product. Not perfect, but definitely better. There's Mercedes, and then if you hear chickens, we have chickens in the backyard. Well, why do you have a piece of grass on you? I would say not bad. Like I said earlier, I still have to cut his underbelly, but for now this is gonna do. But yeah, I think he looks handsome, and especially in this heat, I'm sure he feels better. All right, so that's the end of fully grooming my 80-pound Bernedoodle Moose. In the end, it probably took 4 to 5 hours, pretty much each section. Like the bath was an hour, and then cutting each section of him was probably about an hour each. So yeah, it's definitely time consuming. But if you have the time and you can do it at home, I think you should. It definitely saves you money, and you can learn a new skill. And I hope you enjoyed seeing how I groom Moose at home. Again, this was not a how-to video. I just thought I would show you how I do it at home, and maybe give you an idea how you could groom your doodle at home. Doodles are a lot of upkeep. Moose's hair is thick, and it's also curly, so making sure that it's all one length is also time consuming. So that is the end of this video. Make sure you give it a thumbs up and subscribe so you won't miss an upload. Thank you guys for watching, and I will catch you in my next video. Bye, friends.